Look what you made today. Good afternoon. Today I'm going to make a pair of earrings. These are going to be very similar to the ones I made 3-4 years ago, I guess. So these are about 10 millimeter. Yeah, about 10 millimeter hexagon coins. These are crazy horse jasper, and they are center drilled. And then I've got some embellishments. We might decide to do that. Got some ear wires. They're about 22 gauge ear wires. So what you'll need is your 20 gauge copper, your nippers, your round nose pliers, your chain nose pliers, and if you have a metal block or an anvil, and a hammer. Come on, focus. Yeah, if you have a metal block or an anvil and a hammer, use that, and if not, we'll do one without it in case you don't, so you can see both styles. Let's get busy. So you're going to need to make the bail on the top, you're going to need about 1.5 inches. And then you have to have the length of the bead, so we're looking at about a 1/2 inch roughly. Then we're going to make a coil in the middle, so 3 times the length of the bead for the coil. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to need to have a tail to finish it off and wrap it around the top of the bail. So we'll add another inch. Let's be generous. Another 2 inches. So we're at about 5 inches. So we need 2 5-inch pieces of 20 gauge copper wire. So let's do that. The one thing that I learned a long time ago was don't be afraid of your wire. Be generous with your wire. Don't try to cut it exactly to the size of the project. Give yourself some wiggle room. There's gonna be waste in the design. It's just gonna happen. Don't frustrate yourself trying to make it perfect every time. Give yourself that wiggle room and just embrace the waste of the wire. So with your chain nose pliers, go down about 1 inch, and up more towards the top of the round nose, because it graduates in size, and the ear wires are small, so it doesn't have to be that big. So you're going to hold the wire towards the end and push it back away from you. So now you got a 90-degree angle. Give your pliers a 1/4 turn away from you. So now they're perpendicular. Now bring that top wire back towards you so it comes back and starts to make this loop here, right? And now what you can do is now swing your round nose pliers straight back up. Okay, so now it's on this bottom one, and then you can see how it goes around and then straight down. You're going to start wrapping your bail here, right? So go ahead and bring it around and past. Go ahead and play with it. Straighten it out some. That'll make a pretty loop at the top if you want. And then wrap it around. Oops. I'm gonna do 3 wraps. Okay. So there's the top of your earring. Trim off your tail. And then clean that up. Just want to mash it in a little bit. And then what you can do is take your round nose pliers, put it back in your bell, and you can shape it. See? Easy. Right? It's okay. I'm going to do the same with the other one. So I'm going to go down, I don't know, I'm guessing about an inch. Push it away from me. Do a quarter turn up. Bring it back towards me. Then I'm going to do a half turn back up. So the bottom tine is on the top. And I'm going to bring that wire around. I'm going to straighten this up here, because I'm working on making that loop at the top and then it's straight on the bottom. And the other thing you can do too, I use my fingers because I got water bucket hands, but you can use your pair of pliers if you want to get it really tight, and just use your pliers and bring that around. Same thing, just all depends on what you're used to. You can tell I'm not used to using the pliers. Okay, I'm gonna have to clean that up. Gonna straighten that up, and then through here I'm just gonna pull that up a little bit. Put my round nose back in here. Bring that back around like so. Give it a nip. Tighten it up, because that's sharp right here. Where I cut that off. So I'm just going to take that and push it down in. We're going to cover part of this up anyway. And then see, it's off to an angle. I'm going to straighten it up. I'm just going to put my round nose in there. Oh, Cook's open the door, you guys. Can't make a video without Cookie. In there, it's a lot straighter. So they are quite similar, but not exact. And that's what makes art. Okay. So now, what we're gonna do is go ahead and feed that through. I always do both the earrings at the same time. Especially when I'm doing like wrapping with wires and stuff. So I remember what I did. So I work with one and move off to the other, and work with one and move off to the other. You know what would be pretty at the top? Let's do that. Let's do that. Here, let's do this. I'm going to use this here. I'm going to put on this and then this. So this is a little, well, maybe I'm not. There we go. It's a little, like a 3-4 millimeter Swarovski crystal, and then a 3 millimeter daisy spacer, copper as well. Let's do that. Okay, now I'm gonna put it back on there and see what it looks like. Get crazy. Oh yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool, and I'll show you. You'll see here in a minute. Okay. So there's what they're gonna look like. Little embellishment on the top. So then what we're gonna do is take this earring, take this wire, and bend it straight up so it's perpendicular. Right? And then go ahead and push it straight up like this. See there? Because we're making it flush on the bottom, and then we're going to start to make our coil here, and then I'll show you the trick. Okay, so this wire is I don't know, it's not a half hard and it's not a full soft either. It's pretty malleable, but I put some pressure right here in the middle and come around the other one, and I'm just And I'm doing it sloppy. Ooh, Cook's made it onto my chair. Okay. Can you see how I'm doing that? Just pulling it around, and I'm using my thumb on the bead to hold everything in place. Okay, and then I need this to wrap around the top. So look, there's the spiral I got, but I want to flatten it out. I want to give it some texture, right? So now, go ahead and pull this straight out. So we are back to perpendicular. And then with an anvil, it works good because you have so much space. We're going to lay it across the anvil here. Here, and the earring's going down, right? And I'm going to use the brass side of my hammer, and I'm going to hammer the coil that I just made. That's not too loud. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm only hammering it for texture. Don't hammer it if you don't want to. If you don't have a hammer, we'll make the other one without hammering it. I just like the texture. Okay, here we go. See there? Now, I'm going to push it back up. So now that coil lies flat on that bead. See that? See how it lays flat? And now we're going to straighten it up, and I'm going to bring, it kind of looks like the treble clef in a way. So here's the tail, and part of that's flattened as well, and I'm going to push it down to go behind. We're going to go behind the embellishment here, see there? And then I'm going to bring it around to the front. There, and what I'm doing is wrapping that under that embellishment, and I'm going to snip it off, and then I'm going to tuck that in there. Just working it here. There we go. And so this is the front. I need the veil at the top to also face front because of the ear wire. It looks like a treble clef. That's really cool. What do you think? That's pretty neat. So we're going to do the same here, but I'm going to make it without hammering it. So if you don't have an anvil, you'll see what it looks like. Okay? So this one, you want to go in the opposite direction, right? So they don't mirror each other, but they're the opposite. So they do mirror each other. That's what I want to say. So go ahead and make sure that your embellishments are pushed up tight to the top of the bail. Okay, and then bring this up to the top and then push it straight down, right? So we're flush here. And then you're going to start your spiral in the opposite direction that you started this one. So this one, we're going to go this way. No, we're going to go, oh my God. Yes. Okay, so we're going to go counterclockwise on this one. This happens all the time. Cook's just lost her balance and fell off the back of my chair. Okay. I'm going to be able to leave a tail on here. Can I go one more? I don't think I can. Well, let's see. I can always back it out. Nope. Okay. So if you don't have an anvil and a hammer, you don't need one because this is still going to be a really cute design. So I have this one, and I'm now going, look on my thigh. Yes. So I'm going to take the tail to the left of the embellishment here, and then go behind it, right? And then wrap around, put behind it and back up, and back around. And I'm going to nip it off back here, and tuck that tail in. Now we can straighten this up. There we go. And then my bails to the front. So here I have one that is not hammered. Here I have one that has been hammered. See how cute they are? Do you see how quick that is? Then you'll take your ear wires and you'll connect it. What I want to show you with the ear wires is when you attach anything that's a pre-made loop, you don't do this. Don't pull it apart, push it apart, because it's so hard to get it back to where it was. But if you pull or push it apart this way, it'll regain its shape. So that was our tester. You also want to make sure that the way you put it on, the earring wire enters your ear away from the front design, right? So with this, I'm going to push the ear wire away from me and pull the loop toward me to make that gap. Put my earring in there. And then push it back together. Do the opposite. I'm going to pull the earring towards me, and I'm going to push the loop away from me until they come together. See that? Same thing. Pull it apart, put it on there, push it back together. And there you have it. The same earring in two slightly different styles. Look what you made today. So remember, be peaceful, be kind, create. It's good for the soul. I'll talk to you tomorrow.